Goped vid. I'm just taking you for a ride. Whatever. Gotta get the... Yeah, there we go. I wonder how much of that you can see. Alright, get fired. Wait here 1 second. Sorry, didn't want animals escaping. So, yeah, let's see if this will go. So now I'm going to ride back on idle, or what would be idle, just to show you what it rides like at the lower speed. This is like a good, just whatever speed. So, we almost ran out of gas, and I'll show you how I know. Remember how I said that was my gas gauge, and if I saw there was no gas in here? Well, as soon as I turned around, I noticed that. So, that's why I pumped it down to idle, in hoping of conserving gas, and you can see if I pump it, some goes through, but it's picking up better because it's leaning now, but that's what it looked like while we were riding, just random bubbles and stuff. So, basically this is an electric scooter front tire and a 1960s fire extinguisher as a gas tank. That's to keep the line from crimping, that spring. Return main. Camera mount. At one point it had a speedometer that worked, but I can't get it to read now. Actually, I know why it won't read. My magnet that goes on your wheel actually flew off. Good reason. Kill switch. Shotgun shell, that's important. This is supposed to go over that, but it keeps popping off. Brake. No back brake. Had to take that off. This will hopefully one day become a clutch. But right now it's just sitting there. This was a No Limits Trenders scooter before. Got it for $10 and yeah. They put this new tire on about a week ago, and as you can see, I'm already starting to go through it. That's a 1990s, 80s or 90s, probably 90s actually, because that was in my lifetime. Because that was this thing's about as old as me. That's a 25cc Homelite blower engine, which I rebuilt, and by the looks of the oil coming out, I need to rebuild it with new gaskets. Used to have an old blower muffler on it. That's the back of it, and I wanted a nice muffler, so I took this off of my name brand Goped that was just a pile of parts. Couldn't build that up. Something was wrong with the points in it. Let's see. I would love to water cool this one day. This would be choke. Pump it, obviously. And there's some more views of my gas line. Running right next to my open electrical. Ooh, what a good idea. So that's where I ride it at. And then this would be idle, which it won't. That was what the idle was, because this is a blower. And this is idle, won't. You just can't drive it at that. That would be half, which is what I call my idle. That's what we were riding back on. That's full throttle, which is what I normally ride it on. And yes, I actually do have to bend down and change it, but normally I leave it right there, and it's not a problem because I just ride the kill switch. And actually, I've gotten now where I don't even need to stop to make turns. I just kind of was watching the camera and didn't want to fall off. Let me see, what else? Oh, that is an old chicken feeder from when we had a little chicken. He died, unfortunately. Our neighbor's dog ate him. And then, I don't know what that was. It was a screen thing that fit it perfectly. It didn't go with it because I got that in a separate haul of metal. But it kind of looks like one of the UFO air filters, so I thought I'll stick it on there. It twists off, but I had to put the zip tie because it would fall off in the middle of the street. Then I would have to frantically go through the neighborhood looking for it before the car ran it over. That happened like 4 times. And now I'll get to the engine mount. This will be a long vid. There's my kickstand. That's a shell at the bottom, yes. That's a bicycle kickstand, and I did that later, much later. That's recently, actually. Basically what I did is, this whole upper half is relatively new. What I did is I took these 2 pieces of, they were like bracket seats, this one. They make an L, see? Might be better from this side. And I bolted them together with that middle bolt right there. Then I took this flat piece of steel and bolted it to the frame, and bolted the piece of steel that's bolted to the frame to these. Then for added strength, I put this piece of steel on and bolted it to the frame. This is no welding. And then that one rides on. I call it the pivot axle. Now to make this thing pivot, because yes it does, I have some strong springs on there, but I can lift it up. If I didn't have such bad springs, I mean, they're good springs. They're trampoline springs, 4 of them total. But they're, yeah, so you can see I'm moving it. Anyway, and I have 30 seconds left. They're on 2 pieces of T-bar, which I cut to go on that axle. That axle rides on this mounting bracket, which I built. Goes along here on this back piece, which is my tension adjuster. I kick it. And then here's my motor mount, which bolts where the plastic used to go. So, I have 5 seconds left. There you go, YouTube. Another 10-minute vid.